That was okay.
Yeah, I got louder, so I just kind of
That was kind of
topped
mid.
you on that, but the timing was bad.
Welcome
for
to
sure.
episode 18 of Bros Park.
AKA the solo leveling episode.
I'm Jeffrey, and this is
Colin, and welcome back to another BEA
Beautiful Day.
here at the park. We are talking solo leveling today.
Yeah, we figured because season 2 has recently ended, we feel that we can actually talk all about it now.
Mhm.
Everyone should have watched it by now, so there's no spoilers.
Hopefully, and if you haven't, we will be talking about everything that is going on season 1 and season 2. So do watch that before you get to
Yeah,
it.
not
and
gonna
come
lie,
back,
I don't remember a lot about season 1.
which is fine, 'cause I do. So
It's not too fresh in my head, but season 2 was a bop, so
it was kind of a banger episode, or a banger season, sorry.
I liked how we saw the progression of this little, beta cuck boy,
Beta soy boy, yeah.
beta soy boy, and he
Yeah.
goes into the biggest
Yeah.
Chad
The
with
Giga Chad.
the Giga Chad with the most aura possible.
Yep.
Dude looks good, man. He had the biggest glow up too.
All right, so we'll get there.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of break down solo leveling by seasons, but also by, pivotal points, big fights or kind of like interesting things that happen along the way. Hopefully in order. Again, we haven't watched in a little while.
Yeah, dude. I hope we get everything.
So I have it written down. So we'll try to hit all the marks, and then we'll kind of look at it as an overall, as well as get. I've had other people talk to me, so I'm gonna bring up some other opinions about the story and just kind of have some discussion about it. All right. So let us know what you think down below. But to start it off, obviously we have Sung Jinwoo or
Song Hunter.
Sung
Hunter, dude.
Okay.
That was the best thing ever.
We're skipping ahead here, but every time fucking Chairman Gogan he would be like Sung Hunter.
He's the best
okay.
supporter.
Dude, he's the
of the
biggest
main-
glazer.
Yeah, dude.
All right, so
wants
we'll
him.
get there.
All right. Start off with episode 1.
Episode 1, he's a bitch.
Yeah.
He's an E rank.
The heart's in the right place, but
Yep.
he's kind of,
I mean, nickname as the weakest hunter of all mankind.
Yeah. Okay. That I feel like that title was a little over exaggerated. I'm sure there was worse.
I mean, they said that the average non-civilian reaches the average civilian reaches like the power ranking of like 0 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he had 10. He said the average E rank is like 60 or something. So he's closer to a civilian than your average E rank.
At least he could participate. He gets participation medals.
True. And you know what? He had to do it for his dying mother and support his sister.
She wasn't dying, man.
Eternal sleep that they never wake up from.
Yeah.
And they fade to death. I think that's called dying. All right.
Whatever, man.
All right. So
Whatever, man.
Song Hunter, he has to.
No. Wait, actually, right now
sorry,
he's
sorry.
Song Jinwoo.
Oh, sorry. He's just Sung Jinwoo. He's still a hunter. He's just
Yeah.
weak. But
yeah.
so he has to go into these dungeons and support his family because his mother is suffering from eternal sleep sickness or disease
something
or
to do with magic.
And it's explained later that it's usually because of civilians that haven't awakened that are in close proximity to other strong hunters that kind of make them go into this eternal slumber.
Yeah. Basically, long story short, this guy needs cash.
Yeah, so
he needs
cash.
He needs cash money.
And
straight.
$20 is $20. So he goes in and he gets absolutely shit stomped by goblins, and not like goblin hunter goblins or goblin slayer hunter, but goblins that are just like you could kick them over. And
so
he gets
basically,
mollywopped.
I'm sure some of you have played like RuneScape, maybe Maple Story. He's basically that guy that you party up with, and he does nothing.
Yep.
He contributes nothing, but he still leeches. He's a leech. He
He's
leeches
a
EXP
fucking leech.
and drops.
Yep.
That's basically him.
100%. So episode 1 and 2 and the first couple is mainly centered around learning about him and the double dungeon. The double dungeon and the temple of I think it's Carthanon or something.
I don't know, man.
I think that's the name
big
of it.
the big blue guy.
The
big blue guy.
Yeah. So
I liked how what's it called? Like when they entered the dungeon first, like they were clearing everything easily, and they're like, "Oh, there's more. Should we venture in more?" I was like, "Oh God, don't do it, guys."
Well, they had the one. I think it was Hunter Kim or something. Like he was the leader, and he was taking it to a vote to the whole group. It was like, "Hey, do you want to go in further, or should we turn back?" And the votes for going further were one more than the votes for turning back. So they all went in as a group.
Yeah.
And it was called the double dungeon incident because in the dungeon that they were just walking through, there was almost this other dungeon with gates and another boss in the back that they went into. Now, that scene, he wasn't strong yet, obviously, but he, for some reason, just had the instincts of a bitch because he's been that. So he was like, "Holy shit, we shouldn't be here."
Like, hey, yo, guys, hey,
that
yo,
thing's
come
gonna
on,
fucking kill us.
Like, I don't trust that thing. Why does no one else see this?
Yeah. Wait a second, its eyes are glowing the brightness of the sun, and then it vaporizes some people, right?
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
So
it's crazy.
He got it, and now they're locked in this other double dungeon. Some other things happen, whatever it is, basically goes about it, and he ends up being the only one sacrificing himself to let, I think only like 4 or 5 other people survive.
3 other people
out
survive.
Of like the 12 or 13.
Party gets decimated.
100%.
They just die gruesomely, and then he sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
Good guy, man.
100%. Yeah. But in that moment, as he's being stabbed and killed and everything,
just mutilated,
he's thinking to himself, he's like, it's always like this, like the strong feed off the weak, and they are selfish, and you said you had a family to get back to, I have a family to get back to, but I'm weaker, so I don't get to go, all this stuff, right? And then boom, pop up,
dude, that activates
the
quest, the system,
and it basically says, hey, you've achieved being a player now. If you want to play, click accept. If you decline, your heart will stop in 0.04 seconds.
It's not much of a choice.
So he obviously, I don't think it even talks about it, but he barely remembers clicking accept. He was he wakes up a few days later, and he's just all of a sudden seeing the system window, and he's like, I kind of remember this from when I was being fucking mutilated. It's like, okay.
And of course, this guy doesn't do any gaming or anything, so he's like, I don't know what this is all about. I have no idea what this is.
Yeah, his sister comes in, he's like, hey, you played games, right? And she's like, yeah, what the fuck? You're in a hospital. What do you care if I play games? He's like, how would I access my inventory? Okay,
but
sure, dude.
What?
So
it gives the stats too, and his int is 0.
His perception's through the roof. He's like, dude, I knew that thing was gonna try to kill us. So that was the double dungeon incident. I think it was pretty good.
Yeah,
as an intro thing.
Yeah, dude, that thing was creepy, man.
It was the most intense fight I think you could have with somebody who is the weakest of mankind.
Nah, it just basically showed everyone's getting decimated. You're pretty much done, but. Fortunately, the protagonist survived.
Of course. And the face that the boss made, it was supposed to be revered as a god or a demon.
Yeah.
Right? That face was sick. That was probably my favorite still from the whole
That's
season.
Attack on Titan smile.
100%. So
they did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah.
Kind of set the bar too. I can't wait. Maybe in the future. I have no idea. I don't know the story. Hopefully, he sees it again.
Hopefully. And he does reference it back later in other things, saying I sucks for you, I hate giants type of deal. There was a giant that fucked him up, right?
And then now that after the whole double dungeon thing is done, the system's making him level up. Yep. The system's training him now.
It's taking pity on him.
It's hey man, you're kind of weak. You just gotta do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups.
He does the Saitama routine.
Run 10K.
10K, 100 sit-ups, 100
I
squats,
wonder if they
push-ups.
got it from One Punch Man or it came before.
I don't know. I feel like it have to. Prefacing this, we haven't read the manhwa, the original.
Yeah, we just know the anime.
We just watched the anime. So he does a Saitama workout, and he gets shredded. And he's Like, I remember watching it, and he's been in the hospital for a couple days or a few days.
Yeah.
And all the nurses are like, yo, like, when do we get a patient like that? Like, he's so hot.
Why is he
like, holy shit.
how is he so hot?
It's like, okay, dude.
It's crazy how like just couple days of working out, boom, instant results. Whereas like regular people like you and me, gotta do it for like years.
Years, dude. And diet and shit.
Yeah. Oh God.
But it's to the point that he pulls the standard harem pro tag move where a girl asks for his phone number. He's like, hey, can we like exchange contact information? Kudasai.
Onegaishimasu.
And he stares at her, and she's the nurse at the hospital, and was like, oh, it must be so that we can like communicate about my test results soon. Okay, yeah, sounds good. And he's like, yeah, let me put in my number into your phone.
Dense motherfucker.
It's like, dude, holy shit. Okay, standard pro tag, right?
Yeah.
So from there, I think the next one up is he starts learning that he can level, and he's doing the daily exercises. And he fails to do the daily exercise one time.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't need this.
Yeah, just wait, I'll do it later. And midnight rolls around, and it's like, oh, there will be a penalty incurred because you failed to do it. The penalty was fighting giant man-eating scorpions in the desert for
like
4 hours.
Big like red worm scorpion things.
Yeah, for 4 hours.
Yeah,
and it was either fight them. It didn't actually even it didn't even say fight them. It just said survive.
Survive, dude.
So you could kill them.
Yeah,
theoretically, or you fucking run.
Oh yeah, I remember because like now he can see like the title of monsters. It was all the monsters were just red. Yeah, so that means like, hey
they're
man,
way over leveled.
you're outclassed.
Yeah, I think it was orangey was somewhere near his level. Red was like, you might as well just die.
Just stop, man. Just stop.
Yeah,
stop.
And gray and white.
Seek help. Get help.
Gray and white was like you could walk over these.
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
These things were all red, and it says survive for 4 hours. He obviously isn't fighting them. He has no idea what's going on. I challenge anybody to run from anything that's trying to kill them for 4 hours.
And he was in the desert, so dude, imagine running on sand.
Yeah.
Running on sand is horrible.
And at the time, he hasn't done anything to level up, so he's still the weakest hunter in the world, having to run for 4 hours.
But keep in mind, if your life is on the line, you know, you're gonna...
I guess.
Dude, the human body can do a lot of things.
Sure, the adrenaline pumps, you know, you gotta go.
Yeah. But then he survived. He
did survive, and he incurred the penalty, and he was like, oh shit, maybe I should do my push-ups.
Yeah. He's like, maybe I should just work out every day.
Yeah.
Then so what happened after that? I kind of forgot. Like
when he was doing those daily workouts, he got a key to an instance dungeon.
Oh yeah, the dungeon next.
And the first thing that he kind of started going to as he was leveling up, because he was leveling up through the daily exercise, was, I think it was the blue-fanged Karsa. It was the giant blue snake in the train station that was like as long as a train. Yeah.
I remember like when he was, every time he leveled up, he would just do like strength. Yeah, like, I need to be stronger.
I don't need to be smarter. Like, okay. I think it was just strength, vitality, or health, and agility. Or something. Like
stamina?
Stamina. Yeah. So that was like all he was leveling. He was like, I don't need mana. You know? Like whatever. So he went into that instance dungeon, and it was his first time fighting since the double dungeon, and he was absolutely tearing up goblins. I think he cut them in half, and like before he could barely stab into them or something.
Yeah, he was struggling at first, and then after a couple, he's like, easy.
Yeah, and then it was the steel-fanged lichens, the dogs that had steel fangs. And then finally he got to the dungeon boss, which was the blue fang Karsa, the snake.
Yeah, dude. Because his int was so low, he did not even think things through.
Yeah. He was like, oh, I wonder if it's my perception, but like I can tell something strong down there. I don't think I'll be able to come back here, so I better fight it right now. It's like, okay, yeah, fuck
it's like,
it.
Dude, come on, man. At the end of the day, he did beat it. He did beat it in a cool way. He basically like he couldn't like slash or anything. The scales were too hard.
His weapons were snapping on the scales because it was too much of like armor for it.
Yeah, and then basically just strangled it. Like he grabbed it and just like broke its like neck or something.
He boa constricted the boa constrictor. Yeah, basically.
That's pretty cool though.
And he, you know what? He got dragged along with it. He got thrown into walls, you know, like all these things. It was a pretty good fight, actually.
Yeah, and like, there's no way he's the weakest hunter from then on. No way, like, you could just solo that.
No, and he kept thinking to himself, because I don't think he realized how much he was leveling up and
Yeah.
like how tough these things were. He's like, oh, that must have been like just a pretty like weak boss. Or whatever, right?
As he gets like thrown through walls.
Yeah, it's a giant serpent.
Just destroys giant serpents. He got some pretty good loot from that.
Yeah,
I
he got the
remember.
dagger.
Yeah,
His first.
the cool ass
big
looking dagger. I think
Yeah.
like what is it? It poisons or paralyzes.
It had 2 status effects. One is that it will poison and paralyze, so
Ooh.
it'll weaken their damage as
Yeah.
well as paralyze them over time if they're not resilient to it. And then it also gave him like plus 10 or plus 25 attack or something.
Yeah.
So it was a good bonus in that way.
Mhm.
And also on that note, when he went through the double dungeon, he got, I think it was called Courage of the Weak or something like that, like an achievement basically. And he became, I think, resilient to poisons or something as well.
Oh, right on.
That might have come later, but I think it was around that time, or maybe we'll get to it. But he does gain that sooner or later.
Yeah.
But to give you an idea of him not realizing how strong he is, he comes out and there was a dungeon break in the street. And it was all these low-level hunters, and they were fighting this like final dungeon boss, and it was a golem.
Oh yeah, that's the thing in the opening.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I hate what they did there. The freaking the golem that you see in the opening, you're like, oh shit, this is intense, man. This is in real life. Like, holy crap,
Yep.
this is gonna be a big boy boss.
Nope.
And you know what he does? He just throws a sword at it.
A broken sword.
A broken sword at it, kills it. I'm like, wow, okay, thanks
Yeah.
guys. Misleading.
All of the association around was like, oh, the hunters out there have been fighting it for like 30 minutes, but like they're too weak to break its defenses or whatever else. And Sung Jinwoo, or
Not yet.
you don't think he's here yet? When do you think he turns into that?
He turns into that
Yeah.
once he meets the chairman, man.
When he meets okay. So Sung Jinwoo shows up and he's like, oh yeah, they can't beat that. Interesting. And then from like half a block away, he just fucking javelins a broken sword,
snipes it.
snaps the defense of this golem, and then they kill it. And then he's like, oh yeah, they must have done a lot of damage to that golem to like weaken him, to like make sure that flimsy sword like
He's still in that
broken.
beta boy mindset.
He is 100%.
He's still in the grind set right now.
And the one tank was like, he's like, his eyes drop and he starts sweating. He's like, somebody threw that sword to like do that. There must have been a powerful hunter around. And he's walking away being like, oh yeah, it was just like a D
Yeah,
rank
it's like, oh
boss,
shit,
whatever.
man. Like,
Yeah.
no, good for them.
So that was kind of like the next fight in that way.
What happened afterwards?
Well, let's see here. After that,
See the notes.
the next big fight was when he was still E rank, so he could only really take E rank jobs.
Mhm.
And he signs up to be a courier
Oh right.
with the C rank group.
Oh yeah, that was the mining thing, right? Where they went to go mine, and you meet his little sidekick, basically.
Yeah, in the nice golden armor.
Yeah. The guy's a rich kid,
Mhm.
but he was also a hunter too.
He's a son of a construction company CEO.
Yeah.
And he awakened to being a hunter, and I think he was a D rank or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the two of them sign up to be couriers or miners, or basically just fill out a roster, because it seems
Yeah, you need
like
a
8
set
people.
you need a set amount of people to go into a dungeon, and
Yeah.
they just ad hoc
Yeah.
joined.
So I think it's 8 people, and this group of 6 was there, and they needed 2 people. So these 2 signed up, and they were to be paid out as if they were fully completing,
Yeah.
but these 6 would carry.
Yeah, and
Sung Jin
the
and-
party members were pretty cool. They were pretty nice and everything.
Yeah, they were
right?
super nice and accommodating.
Yeah,
So,
I know, right?
Yeah.
What you would expect
Yeah.
when you're working in a nice corporate world and you
Yep.
see some good teammates.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. The perfect peers. I think it was a C rank gate, I do believe. And they go in, and the whole point is that they are going to wipe the dungeon, mine things, and then get out in the time
Yeah, they're
period before it
basically like the
closes.
collectors,
Yeah.
Get all the loot. That's it.
And
Good job.
at this point, Sung Jinwoo has leveled up quite a bit, but he's still E rank because he hasn't gone back for reassessment.
And also, like, at that point, like, if you were to do that, you're like the very first of your kind.
To be able to level up, yeah.
And like, I'm pretty sure if you like, announce that, government's gonna swoop in, kidnap you, start
dissect
testing.
you,
Yeah, like dude, that's what happens when you get like superpowers, man.
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody.
You don't tell anybody. It's closet superpower.
Exactly.
So with that, they go in and more or less you find out that these beautiful, wonderful peers that they have that are carrying them through this dungeon, they do this quite often. They kill the extra people.
Yeah.
They kill their extra people, steal their shit, take all of the loot for themselves and split it 6 ways instead of 8, and then move on to the next one.
To be honest, I can respect the hustle.
Yeah,
dude. Like,
I get it.
You don't have enough people. You get people, they unfortunately pass away, and you get more loot.
Yeah,
like that's
unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, man. It's good.
It's in the gates. It's
easy.
You don't know.
Easy money when you really think about that.
Of course, yeah. Now, they go in and they find the dungeon boss room, and it's a giant spider. The spider's asleep. So they say, "Hey, we left some materials back in the car."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We're gonna go get it. You two start mining.
We're gonna step out for some milk.
Yeah.
You guys just mine.
So they're like, "Oh, this seems kind of fishy, but okay." And then the 6th leave, and they're like, "Now trap them in there."
Yeah,
so they blew the hole.
Yeah. I remember that.
Blockaded them in. Now, obviously, when blowing up the hole, the spider wakes up. And
those two, the C rank and the E rank are left alone.
And then the idea is that they'll die to the boss. The boss will go back to sleep. The 6 will come back in and take everything. Right now, good on the construction guy, the D rank hunter, the C rank hunter, because he was like, "Step back, Sung Jinwoo. I'll protect you."
Yeah, he's like,
"Don't
"I got
worry,
this, man."
I got you." Right? He's in a very expensive armor, obviously. Yeah. And then Jinwoo was like, "Nah, like I want to try my
like, nah, you know what? You're good. You're good, man.
You're chilling, dude.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
you're good."
He steps in. He steps up, and you know what? He fucking annihilated that spider. He destroyed the spider.
I don't think there was much effort really. I think at that point he was strong enough where he just took on the spider easily, right?
No, I think he got blasted
Did he
into
struggle?
a wall, and then he had to use his his daily.
Full
restore.
You're right. Yeah.
So it was a bit of a struggle, but at that point he had dash, which gave him super speed and super strength and shit. So
that shit was cool.
He was vibing. So he killed it.
Yeah.
Obviously.
At the end of the day, boom, done, monster destroyed.
Then came the real challenge, which is the 6 hunters came back and was like, "Oh, that spider must have been a bitch if the fucking D rank could have killed
that
it."
special equipment, man, that must have done the job. Let's take it.
So they were like, "Okay, now I'll give you 2 options. You guys kill each other, or we'll kill you." And then obviously D rank construction guy was like, "I just watched this fucking hunter kill a fucking dungeon boss like a monster."
He's like, "I'm gonna stick with him."
He's like, "No, I'm not fighting that." Right. So then the 6 are like, "Okay, then we'll kill you." And that was the first moment that Sung Jinwoo's system had flipped, saying eliminate the enemies.
Yeah, that was so cool. It's like, hey, you got a new quest, man.
Yeah.
These guys are enemies now.
And it was literally 0 out of 6.
Yeah, that was fucking badass.
And he hesitated, and one of the mages blew him away.
Yeah.
And then he fucking was like, he went into the mindset of the double dungeon where he's like, "This always happens. The strong survive, the weak get punished. Fucking what are we doing here? Now it's my turn."
Classic boy fantasy. You're like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna let loose."
Yeah. So he stands up, and he all of a sudden, just the quickest motion, you see a dagger pop into his hand, and then the guy he's talking to is like, "What?" And then you just see the dagger slice and the blood come out.
Dude, that shit gets your blood flowing. It felt so good.
And then the close up of boom. One of 6.
and the music that played for it, that was like, "This is gonna come for me."
Yeah, the song.
I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so he's 1 of 6. And you knew in that moment that he's he's gonna fucking go to town.
Yeah. So I think he just basically destroys everybody and then saves the party leader for the last because he's pretty strong, right? I think B.
I think it was a B or a C rank.
Yeah.
And he even said he was like, "Oh, don't kill me. I'll give you all the money, triple what you."
You know what he does? He's like, do you know who my brother is?
Yeah.
He pulls that card.
Yeah,
like,
he does.
Do you know who my dad is?
Yeah, he's a lawyer. No. But he tries to pull that card, and I just remember Sung Jinwoo being like, I think his name was Huang, so it's like Huang Hunter.
Yeah.
You're strong, but I'm stronger.
Oof,
As he like pile drives his face into the
Yeah.
dirt.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was so cool.
And at that point, you saw 6 out of 6 targets eliminated, quest complete, and you're like, oh, like he had a quest to murder these people, and I think he got a reward for it.
Hell yeah, dude.
He got like murderous
Hell
intent
yeah,
or
dude.
something.
He's the one who ended up with the loot.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, oh god. So that was the next one. That was the next big fight in season 1. Actually, I think I liked the Hunters fight, like him versus the Hunters, more than the Spider.
Oh, for sure, dude.
I think it was just more emotional.
Hunter versus Hunter is always the way to go.
You think so?
Yeah, you get that little tension going on. You get the tension.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's so hard. It gives me like almost like Sword Art vibes.
Yeah.
Where you go from like fighting bosses and mobs and stuff like that to actual human beings.
Dude, the real enemy
And
are
it's
the
hard.
humans.
Are the humans. And we always are.
Yeah. And then after they're done all that jazz, basically, because they go into like a C rank dungeon, only 2 people survive, which is an E rank and his little butt boy buddy D rank.
Yeah.
And so basically the government agency's like, the Hunters Association.
Yeah,
Like,
Hunters
they're
Association.
like, this doesn't make sense. How did these guys survive? And how did all these guys get decimated?
Yeah, how'd they get shit kicked? But they seem like they just write everything off. Like the Hunter Association's like, how do they survive? And then she looks at his armor, like the construction guy's armor, and he's like, oh yeah, like that must have carried you through this. Okay,
Yeah, dude.
No worries about the 6 dead.
There's no critical thinking. Like
What the fuck?
it's just like, oh yeah, that makes all sense. Oh, 6 people died. Oh, maybe this guy did it all. Like this guy carried the whole team. It's a shame.
Yeah. Yes.
Very convenient. Very convenient.
Oh, they died fighting the dungeon boss. Yeah, that makes sense. Fucking like, dude, no laws.
Check off the list. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's a shame. Okay,
Dude,
carry on.
She was working overtime. She's like, oh, fuck, dude. Like, I just want to get home. So, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any checks or balances. And that will actually come out in the next one momentarily. But after that, he realizes that all of a sudden his Saitama workout, where he only has to do 100 push-ups and 100 squats and all these things a day, he can actually double it to get better bonus.
Oh,
rewards.
no way. Oh, yeah. No way.
So he runs 20 kilometers. He squats 200 times. And like, he gets another key.
I've always, on a side note, I've always wanted to try that workout.
Okay, let's do it.
The 10K run.
The 10K is the worst part.
I can do 100 push-ups, 100
I can do
squats
that,
easily. 10K, I could do that, but I'm like, man, that's a lot of work.
Well, he's unemployed now. So
Whoa.
he can do that.
Whoa.
He's got time, dude.
Oh, chill out, man. I'm on a break. I'm on a break.
Sorry.
I'm on a break.
We
Come
are
on.
weebs touching grass right now.
Yeah.
So he goes and he gets this key for the Demon King's castle.
Oh, right.
And he goes to what looks like every evil person's bad lair, big corporate building in the middle of the city for some reason. Uses the key.
Everything's on fire.
Everything's on fire. The city's on fire. And there's more or less a gate guardian in front of him. It's the gate guardian that's blocking his way to the Demon's King castle. And it's basically Cerberus.
Yeah.
3-headed dog. Everything on fire. He's in hell now, right? Like, that's the whole concept of it. I don't know how I feel about that fight.
Okay, that made no sense to me because he ends up trying to fight Cerberus, which I think was red.
It was red. Yeah.
I'm like,
it was red.
Dude. And I think he knew he could just leave the dungeon too. He's like,
Yeah, because he had a teleport stone.
Yeah,
he had the.
yeah, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna fight this dog.
Yeah.
Almost dies.
Yep.
I was like, dude, you didn't need to do this. You could have just gone stronger and come back. I think this is when he's still like, not even increasing his intellect skill. It's like still at 0. Like,
so
God, dude, come on, man.
He
Balance it out at least. You're not a.
No, dude,
you're not
all in one.
It's not like Maple Story. You don't need int.
It's like Pokemon, dude. You get one level 100 and they carry everything else.
That's true. I'm like, come on, man. You didn't need to do this. But he defeats the monster. He's like, you know what? Maybe I should go back.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about that fight because a lot of that fight was him getting trucked, which was fine. I'm okay with that. That shows a lot of nice progression as a character and everything. But I don't like that the boss had like a rage mode or something. It was like a 5-minute rage mode where it like basically couldn't be dealt damage. It couldn't be affected by status effects. It couldn't be poisoned. And it dealt like 500% more damage or something.
Oh, shit. I don't remember any of this.
Yeah. So it was in this rage mode. And then Sung Jinwoo just kind of said, oh, shit, as he's getting like bit
the
and
curb
killed
stomped.
and everything. And he gets sent miles away by a hit. And then he just hides for a little bit. And he's like, oh, I can buy things from my system, like in-game store.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets a couple potions. They don't heal enough. He's at like half health, whatever it is. He uses a potion that he got from the Blue Fang Karsa that reduces the damage he takes by 50%, but it also decreases the damage he deals by 20% or something. And then he just still kind of waits, still kind of gets trucked around until the 5-minute timer's up. And then it's like, oh yeah, you stabbed him with like the poison and the paralyzing dagger. Like he can be affected by status effects now. You're good.
Yeah.
And that was a fight.
It was a very convenient solution.
Yeah.
Even though he should have just been destroyed that fight.
100%. So
But
I didn't like it in that way.
Yeah, but I think that fight is kind of necessary because it shows that like, hey man, he may have gone stronger, but he's nowhere near where he should be, right?
I mean, fair.
It's good to see the your protagonist just get dumpstered.
It is. I just, the problem that we talked about with Bleach, where at a certain point it was like, I shoot 1,000 arrows per second. And then the guy's like, well, that's too bad for you. I shoot 1,010 arrows per second.
It's
and
just
then
like
they win.
It gets the power scaling gets a little weird, man.
Yeah.
It gets a little weird.
And the same thing with this. It's like, I just have to wait the 5 minutes. And it's like, okay, dude, like just come on. Like you should have either been dead or come up with a more interesting solution than just like, oh, I'm waiting the 5 minutes and then use my overpowered dagger. But
that's neither here nor there.
It is what it is.
What happens after that though? So I know he's like, tactical retreat. Let's get out of here.
So he does kill the monster, and then he's like, oh, I should level up before I go further, which is great. Thank you.
Thank God.
Okay. Right? And then he gets called for duty, and he meets up with a few of the survivors from the double dungeon thing that haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
And so on a very quick side note, I love the fact that one of them went up to the leader who said, oh, okay, we'll put it to a vote. Who wants to go? Who wants to retreat?
Yeah.
And obviously, majority voted to go. And this was one of the guys that voted to go. And he goes up to the leader and he's like, yeah, that's your fault. You're the leader. You should have told us to turn around.
Oh, shit.
And the leader took it. He was like, okay, yeah, like, that's my bad. I am the leader. This was my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. You fucking voted to go. You were one of the majority.
Amen.
Fuck you.
Amen. At that point, blame everyone but yourself.
No, dude, this is a democratic vote. Fuck you, dude. But anyways, I hate that guy. So that's when Hunter Kong shows up from the Hunter Association, purple hair, in the suit.
Oh yeah,
and he shows up with 3 prisoners
with the spiky head.
And he shows up with 3 prisoners, and he says, "Oh, these prisoners are helping close gates to reduce their sentencing."
Makes sense.
Yeah. Have we not learned that you just kill people in dungeons and it's fine? But like Hunter Kong is I think a B rank.
Yeah.
So he was easily able to handle the 3 C or D rank prisoners to help out.
That process makes sense to me, man.
Sure, like a liaison. Yeah.
Exactly. Like
sure.
You got work to do. Send these prisoners. They're expendable.
Okay. Fucking goddamn it! Shut the fuck up.
In the world of soul leveling.
In the world of soul leveling, yeah. Let's just go back to Death Race with Jason Statham and make them race cards for freedom. Fuck. All right. Anyway, so they're doing this to reduce their sentence. Great. Whatever. As they get into the dungeon, there's all the survivors, and they go kind of in a fork in a road. I think a few of them go one way. A few of them go down the middle. And then Hunter Kong and the 3 prisoners go to the right.
Oh
so
yeah,
they split up into 3
I remember.
parts.
Like, hey, what's the most best way to handle this? Let's split up.
Yeah,
let's split up, gang.
Dude, it's white people in horror movies. He's like,
Scooby Doo.
Fuck. So they split up and they look for clues, right? Hunter Sung Jinwoo, and 2 of the survivors go on the left, and they vibe, and they just chill. They kill some things, whatever, right? Down the middle, 3 of the guys go, or 2 of them, I forget, and it's it's the guy that blamed the leader for the double dungeon incident.
I remember, and he was raising so many death flags too. He's like, this is my last dungeon. After this, I'm gonna,
I need to support my family.
I'm gonna support my family. I'm gonna get a good payday, and I'm gonna support my wife and child.
Yeah. He was raising every
give you the
flag
whole
could.
backstory. I'm like, oh great.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then on the right was Hunter Kang with the 3 prisoners. Now, on the left was chill. On the right, you kind of didn't see what was going on, but down the middle with the guy who was raising the death flags, I guess that path met back up with the right.
Yeah, with the prisoners, right?
The prisoners.
Yeah.
And those 2 in the middle kind of meet up, and they see Hunter Kang, and the prisoners are all dead. They're like, what the fuck happened
It's
here?
like, hey, yo, what the heck?
Hunter Kang was like, shit, didn't know these met up. Guess you're gonna die now too. So he fucking
The guy's a complete psychopath, man.
He's a psychopath, and he works in the association. That's why you never trust the government. So like,
Topple the government.
He's killed the 3 prisoners, and I guess to get away with it, now these 2 other people that were innocent have showed up, and he's like, fuck, like I need to kill these guys. But he's actually very happy about it because he likes murdering people.
Yeah.
And in that, you kind of get a bit of a backstory that Hunter Kang, yes, works at the Hunter Association, but his special abilities as a B rank are basically suited to murder people. They're the stealth ability.
Yeah, the
he can
stealth,
go
man.
invisible. Now, he was hired by I think the father of a daughter that was either essayed or murdered, I forget, by the 3 prisoners.
Oh, right. So there's a reason why he
picked those
He
3.
killed those prisoners, yeah.
And I think the father said, I'll give you this amount of money. Make sure those 3 prisoners die. If I remember correctly, again, I might be wrong here. Hunter Kang was like, don't even worry about the money. I'll just do it.
He's like, hell yeah, man.
Fucking sweet.
Hell yeah, dude. So he's got his own little quest line.
Yeah. So, you know what? Fair enough. He murdered 3 people, but he also murdered 3 people that had done heinous crimes. Right?
And then he continues to murder 2 innocent people. So at the end of the day, this guy's awful.
Yeah. And he murdered 2 more just to do whatever it is, right? And then at that point, the left was like kind of a dead end. So I think they backtrack and they go to the right.
Yeah.
And they see all 5 dead
it's
people.
And Kang Hunter is like, hey, what the heck, man?
And Kang's like, fuck. Like, these guys showed up too.
He's like, shit, not again.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And he's like, oh, well, shit. You know, like, Sung Jinwoo, your luck's run out. You got out of the fucking double dungeon. You got out of the fucking spider dungeon.
Yeah.
You get, like, your luck's run out. I'm going to kill you.
He's like, oh, boy, here we go killing again.
And then, you know, system window. Eliminate the enemy.
Second quest again. Eliminate the enemy.
0 out of 1. So he goes to town and he fucking fights. And this was like actually a good fight.
Yeah, I remember that.
This was a good fight between like speed and stealth and strength and all these things. And I would probably rate that fight highly.
Yeah, and I think I think Sung Hunter, he was kind of pushed around a little bit.
Yep.
And then he had to use his full heal from the quest line.
Yeah, I think
from
so.
the daily quest.
And
that like blew the Kang Hunter's mind. He's like, what?
Yeah.
You can just do that?
He's like,
huh?
And then I think when he beats Kang Hunter, he gets the fucking the stealth ability.
Yeah.
So he gains the stealth ability. He steals the stealth ability from him, right? Okay, great. Now, boom, we're here. We've killed all those people. At this point, I think I'm going to check the notes as to what fight was next, but all of a sudden...
Yeah, what happens after that? Like we
move into Igris.
Oh, really?
So he's leveled up at this point enough that he gets a notification saying, hey, you're available for a job
change the class
quest.
Advancement quest. Yeah. Was it like level 30?
Level 30 or 50 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
So it was like, okay, I don't know if you're thinking Maple Story. Like,
Yeah, I know, dude. I've been thinking Maple Story this whole time. Like,
Yeah.
he's been getting mesos this whole time.
He's just farming the mushrooms for mesos. No, he gets the job change or the class advancement like quest, right? And he goes through, and through his monologue and talking, you realize that the kind of smaller mobs that he's fighting, like ghost armor or spirit armor or these spirit mages or whatever else, they're kind of remnants of fights that he's already gone through.
Oh yeah, because it's like the system tailored this.
Yeah,
this
for
him. This quest for him.
Yeah, and he gets to the final room, and in that final room sits a warrior in red armor, probably one of the sickest looking characters.
Yeah,
especially in season 1, but
true,
in the
yeah.
show. And his name is Igris. I think the Blood Red or the Blood Bound or something.
But like the champion or the knight or something.
And at that point, he's like, "All right, let's throw down." Best fight of season 1.
Yeah, I can't recall. Did he use weapons as well?
They used Igris.
No, like I know Igris didn't really use a weapon
Yeah.
during it, but I think he used his daggers too, right?
And then Sung Jinwoo used the 2 daggers.
Yeah. But then like Igris is no weapons, just using his freaking hands, man.
Yeah.
Like instead of like any spells, he just casted fist.
Yep.
And he
had a giant greatsword.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Meh."
Dude, I remember the fight. He just gets freaking pummeled, right?
Yep.
It's actually like a massacre.
He gets thrown through pillars. He's fucking getting annihilated.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think he has 2 daggers. One is the poison and the paralysis blade.
Mhm.
And then the other one he bought from the fucking like
Shop.
the shop. And it's like, I think it's the Night Killer blade, and it deals more damage to armor based foes. So he's using those 2 daggers. And like you said, probably the best fight in season 1 by far. And
like the fight animation, choreography.
Yeah. On point.
Chef kiss.
Sound effects are great. The voice acting, I watch it in Japanese. I know some people watch the dub, which was also very good. But yeah, it was all on point. And he finally takes Igris down.
I felt that fight is kind of BS.
Okay.
The way he took Igris down, because like what happened was he gets dogged on so much.
Yep.
He's just like kneeling. He's like, "Oh God, I'm so dead."
Dude, he got fucking
and
shit stomped.
then Igris is like, "You know what? Game time's over, man." He's ready to deal the final blow with his greatsword.
Yeah.
Goes for the strike, and then freaking like, cause like Sung Jinwoo, he picked up some loot from the previous like knights that he killed, right? And then he equipped the gauntlet, and that gauntlet had like, you can't be cut. Like sharp cutting weapons won't affect you. So when he was right about to get slashed, he like grabbed the sword. I was like, that's so cheating, man. And then he like went for the eye poke.
Yeah, he grabbed and he stabbed Igris straight through. Obviously, the only weak point the Knights have, whatever it is.
Dude,
like
he cheesed that fight.
And
but then again, I would do the same.
Yeah,
I'd do the same.
And he killed Igris.
Yeah.
Now, at that point, it said, "Oh, I think it was you finished the quest. Like, it's available for you to do the extra challenge." And he was like, "Okay, sure, let's do the extra challenge or whatever it is." And at that point, it was just like, same thing, survive for as long as you could. And then hordes of the knights in armor were coming out to kill him out of gates.
Okay, yeah.
And it was just on repeat. And there were mages, and there were the knights, and then there were more knights, and the more mages, and all these things. And they just endless supply. And he realized he wasn't getting experience from it. Now, as the knights were circling him, and he was getting dogged again, he was kind of having the internal monologue about being the weakest and blah, blah, blah. It's a very recurring thing in the show. And at that point, fucking plot armor, he didn't do his daily fucking quest to do push-ups.
Oh, yeah.
So timer runs down as he's about to be decapitated.
Yeah.
And like, I think his like internal monologue or like the spirit of him as like a weakling was like, "Oh, I guess the system doesn't want you to die yet." And then boom, snap, he's in the desert, no knights around him, gets the pop-up saying, "Here's your penalty quest, survive for 4 hours." And he's like, "Fuck, I guess like the system doesn't want me to die. I shouldn't forget how like weak I am. I need to be stronger.
Yeah.
He looks up at the centipedes that chase. Orange name.
Yeah. No longer red. It's go time.
So he's like, you know what? 4 hours, let's throw down. And it cuts to the end, and he's just like on these bodies of these centipedes.
Yeah,
like he's
aura
just been
farming
them
right there
for 4 hours. And because he leveled up in that, he's now full restored.
Yeah,
So
he's got
like,
max health, max MP, ready to go, and he goes back, right? And
he goes back.
I think like the reason why he wasn't getting anywhere, it's because of the mages, right? He had to take out the mages first because they were casting like
it was a summoning.
Yeah, they were spawning like knights and other mages too. So he's like, all right, now that my int has increased a little bit, like dude. This is classic gaming, like classic whatever. Take out the ranged spellcasters first, and then worry about the knights, the tanks in front.
Well, and that was the thing that he realized when he wasn't getting any experience. He was like, oh, these are just summons. These aren't even like actual mobs.
Yeah.
Right? So he's like, okay, there's 5 mages or something. And he, for an assassin class, I don't know why you wouldn't have targeted them in the first place.
Right.
Because he's got stealth. He's got super speed. He's running 2 daggers. So sure, obviously, I think they saw through the stuff, maybe.
But come on, man.
Yeah.
At this point, you killed so many things.
Yeah.
Focus on like the range, the DPS, man, the DPS.
So I think he killed 2 of the mages, and when the 2 mages went down, all of the knights that those 2 had summoned also flopped.
Yeah.
Great. But then I think 2 or the 3 last mages that still existed were like, oh shit, and then they made a giant knight golem like out of the bodies of the knight armors or whatever it is, and it was this giant golem that, you know, the classic have to grab the chandelier down or whatever it is and like, you know, use the environment to kill this golem.
Yeah.
And he takes out the other mages and he won. He won the fight against everything. And now all of a sudden he's reached the end of the challenge for the job class change. And it says that through all the bonus points from this extra challenge, he has reached the max level, which has unlocked a secret class, a secret job. And that secret job is Necromancer.
I forgot, did he have a choice of other jobs or did he choose Necromancer?
It said, you've unlocked the secret class Necromancer. Would you like to accept this? And in his head, he was like, I have no int. That's a job that I've known from games, like a spellcaster in the back to raise the dead and whatever it is. I shouldn't take that. So he declines it. But then it says, would you really like to decline this?
Are you sure, man? Like,
this is a special class.
Like, are you sure, man? This is pretty good.
And it was like, okay, like, are you sure? And he thought about it again. He was like, well, like, I don't have any friends. He's like, I can't hunt with anybody because I don't want to tell my secret. So like, accept.
Yeah. The system's like, oh, thank God, dude.
Yeah. So he then became a necromancer, which I think, like we were talking about the job class change being tailored to him. I think that in my head, it went to necromancer because he's killed real people too.
Oh.
Not just monsters.
Is that true? Is that just your head?
No, that's just my theory. I think because it was tailored, like he has killed at this point like 5 or 6 real human beings. I think that's probably why I went there.
I see.
But through that necromancer, it was talking about raising up the armies of the dead and whatever else. And then he learned shadow extraction. And shadow extraction basically meant that any dead bodies around him, any defeated foes in that way, he could go up to them and attempt to shadow extract or raise their spirits to become a shadow spirit that he can summon with his mana pool and will fight for him.
Dude, he could get as many friends as possible.
There is a limit, but yes. So at this point, he was like, okay, great. And it said, choose a word. And the word he chose to keyword it in was arise.
God damn. I think like the Japanese is oki. Like
oki or something like
oki
that.
Or something. It's pretty badass.
And they always cut the sound, make him go very deep with it. And
that ASMR voice.
Arise. And it's like, okay. It's like,
ooh.
Sweet. Okay.
Ooh, God damn.
Got it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so then he proceeds to like get the knights, the mages,
he got
and
the
everything.
knights and the mages. He arose all of them, and they were like his army.
Yeah.
And
his boys.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, okay, sweet. Like I have like some tanks in the front and then mages in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And then he looks over in the corner, and it's just Igris's dead slumped body with blood like coming out of his helmet, looking so badass regardless of his death.
God damn.
And he's like, I wonder if I can extract him or if he's going to be like too strong. So he goes up and he tries the extraction once. Boom.
Failed.
Tries it again. Boom. Failed.
Dude, Igris has got too much dog in him, dude. Like,
I know.
To be a freaking shadow extraction.
But then Sung Jinwoo hits him with the fucking coldest monologue that you could hit him with.
Dude, how do you come up with that?
Dude, on the spot, he hits him with a like, oh, you're like the strongest warrior I've fought, and you protect an empty throne for a ruler who has forgotten about you.
God damn, chills, dude.
Why don't you come and serve me and continue to fight for your king? Arise.
Yeah, and then bam.
Boom. Summons him.
And I love the animation of it because I remember Igris becomes like a shadow version of himself, and then bam, cape.
Yeah,
he
turns around and
it's like a freaking Batman cape. It's like, whoa.
And then kneels.
Like, we didn't really need the cape, but thank you for that. I love that.
And I think because he was more powerful, he had to release some of the other knights and stuff to like have his army. That's what I mean. Is I think it's a certain size for it. But that was fucking tight.
That was badass, dude.
Yeah.
I think the Igris fight was my favorite.
I think season 1 Igris fight was definitely my favorite. I think if I was to rank them, here, we'll go through season 1. We'll talk about all the fights that we had. And I think, unfortunately, we'll get to season 2 on the next episode.
Yeah, we've been at this for a while.
We've been fucking yapping.
Hey, yo, man. Soul leveling's pretty legit, man.
All right, so season 1, we have Double Dungeon. Not really a fight, but it's a cool thing. And then we have Karsa, the blue snake.
Blue snake, yep.
We have the spider plus hunters.
Should those be separate? No, actually, no.
They're the same dungeon.
Yeah, they're the same. Yeah.
Right? Then
Hunter Kang.
Cerberus.
Oh, Cerberus. Hey, yo, that's already at the bottom. That's already at the bottom. Let's just say that.
I mean, yeah, I don't disagree. Hunter Kang.
Yep.
Igris. 6 fights.
All right. For me, Hunter Kang. You agree? No. Igris, number 1.
Igris, number 1. I think we can start there and then go down because I think going up to down up is worse. So 1, Igris.
For me, second one.
Yeah.
I'd say the first Double Dungeon. Because
Okay.
that's like the big
right.
that leaves off a really good impact. You're like, shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, even though it wasn't a fight, you're like, damn, man, chill.
Yeah. Fuck, man. The Double Dungeon. I think 2 for me is the snake, is Karsa.
Really?
Yeah. I think that was a good fight. I liked the choreography. I liked how big the snake was. It felt impactful. And it felt like he was still getting fucking trashed.
Yeah.
But came out on top despite that.
It didn't feel like a BS win. Right?
Yeah. I do think, and we'll get to this when we talk about season 2, that his overusage of strength in a fight to just choke the thing out was cool when I watched it the first time. When we get to season 2 and we talk about the same usage of like BS strength in that way, it lost its luster on me. But in this moment, I was like, no, that's cool.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So what's your 3?
Third one would definitely be Kang.
Hunter Kang for you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. When he has to like dog on the stealth boy.
I think 3 for me is a Double Dungeon.
Oh, okay. That's where we differ.
Yeah.
For me, because I don't really remember all of season 1.
Yeah.
I'm going based off like my memory of like what left an impact on me. Yeah. So 3 would be Kang. Yours is the Double Dungeon. 4th would be the spider plus 6 goons.
Okay.
The 6 gooners.
Yeah. I think I agree with that. I think 4 would be that for me.
Yeah. 5 would be the snake, and then 6 would be you know freaking Cerberus.
And 5 for me is Kang, and then 6.
Really. Okay.
So we mainly just differ on the snake and Kang.
Yeah.
I think that's the main difference. Well, yeah, there's a lot of good fights, but I'm ranking it off of what I felt at the end of season 1. Not knowing season 2 and having watched season 2, because obviously that changes how you view things.
Yeah.
But after I watched Igris get fucking arised, and then looking back at the season, that would be my ranking. So.
It's always the ending battle that's the best.
Yeah, because the fucking studio just says, "Here's all our money."
Yeah, that's what like the budget is only for this, man. Everything else is like secondary.
It's the Futurama Fry meme where he's just like, "Take my money."
just do it. Just do a good job here, please.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Season 1 was good. I don't know. I think. We'll touch on it when we get to it, but do you think season 2 was better as a premonition towards the episode?
You know what? Yeah, I think season 2 was better.
I think season 2 animation was better.
Yeah.
I think story season 1 was better.
Okay, yeah. I'm only basing off of animation here. Season 2 was better, but because like season 2 is it's kind of just glazing at this point. It's literally just glazing as much as possible.
It is just the visual viewing experience of season 2.
It's like
because
the thing is like I literally don't have to turn on my brain. I'm like, ooh, this looks cool. Yeah.
It's
Song Hunter.
It's the male fantasy. Like
I was like. This is pleasing to my brain, my peanut brain.
It's just fucking scratching that itch for you. You're like, oh, shit.
My caveman genes are activated.
Well, I think that'll be it for us here on the first solo leveling episode. Let us know if you agree with our kind of rankings.
Yeah.
You know, you saw our 1 through 6s for season 1.
Season 2 coming up soon.
Season 2 we'll get to next episode. And until then, if you haven't watched it, catch up with solo leveling. Let us know.
Go watch it on Crunchyroll. Don't
pirate.
Don't
That's
pirate.
bad.
No pirate.
Support animators and stuff like that. And season 2 we'll talk about on Wednesday. Until then, have a fantastic day. And we'll catch you later.
Peace. Guys.